I know I said it once before and I'll say it again. I love Regal's Monday Mystery Movies.
This chocolate thief is super evil doer! That's good!
We went through the trouble of hiding the microfilm in a truffle only to have it eaten.
Don't take this personally.
I'll get them back, whatever it takes.
In Spy X Family Code White, we follow the Forger family. Lloyd, the father, who just happens to be a spy known as Twilight, Yor, the mother, who just happens to be an assassin known as the Thorn Princess, and their daughter Anya, who just happens to be a telepath and knows both Lloyd and Yor's secret identities. And all this is pretend to further their own ends and is all a part of Lloyd's mission known as Operation Strix. And after receiving an order to be replaced in Operation Strix, Lloyd decides to help Anya win a cooking competition at Eden Academy by making the principal's favorite meal in order to prevent his replacement. So the Forgers head to Phrygius, the meal's origin region, where they set off a chain of actions that could potentially put the world at risk. Well, people, they finally did it! Regal did an anime movie as one of their mystery movies. I mean, true, it was inevitable, because besides an anime, the only other movie they haven't done is a fucking porno. And people, you do not know how excited I was to get to see this movie early, and I knew going into this mystery movie that it was going to be this, because it was pretty obvious. It said the movie was going to be PG-13, it was an hour and 57 minutes long, which always means it's going to be a little shorter than that, and of course, there was no other movies coming out soon with that rating or runtime. But still, a little bit of me knew going in that there was going to be a 50-50 chance that it wasn't going to be this movie. And honestly, if it wasn't this movie, I was going to be like that kid on Christmas who was just so excited to get a dog, but all I got was a dog bone, and that was it. I was just going to be all like, oh, Spy X Family, Spy X Family, Spy X Family! Boy kills world, what? Okay, to be honest, I do want to see that one. But then that Crunchyroll logo popped up, and I quietly said in my seat, yes! 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 If you can't tell, I really like this show. I remember that a friend of mine recommended it to me, and I remember that it didn't take long for me to get hooked into it. This show is very likable with some enjoyable characters, a very engaging story, some great action, and it's just an all-around cute show. Most of that has to do with the character of Anya, who is just freaking adorable. Now when it comes to this movie, Spy X Family Code White, I just want to let you know that no matter what I say about this movie, whether I give it any negatives or just didn't get into it at all, I'll safely say that I just had the biggest smile on my face watching this from beginning to end, and I was just so happy to be there. Just like the show, this is a very cute movie, and I've always loved how the show does have a great balance of those moments and the sometimes violent moments as well. And again, most of those cute moments come from Anya just like in the show. Now I should probably get this out of the way because some of you watching this might just be like, oh, he's talking about an anime, I don't watch anime or this show, I'm out of here. Well, sit your ass back down because let me tell you something. This is one of those very, very, very rare occasions where you do not have to watch the show nor know anything about it at all to enjoy this movie. If you decide to walk in here cold, don't worry because the first 10 minutes of this movie is just to get you caught up on everything that's going on. From our leads to what Operation Strix is, this movie catches you up on everything perfectly and they don't leave anything out. Okay, they don't tell you who every character is, but besides the Forger family, the rest are just mostly cameos and you can figure out on your own who they are. And as a fan of the TV show and being very hyped for this movie, I'm very glad to say that I really like this movie. But I don't love it. God damn it! What is with movies this year so far? So far, there's only been like 4 kinds of movies this year. It's like there's been, it's really good, it's good, or fuck that was terrible. There hasn't been one single movie this year so far that I absolutely loved or just blew me out of the water. And I hate to say it, I really do. But this movie's got some major issues. One of the biggest issues is sadly the story. It's just one about the family going on a vacation and a bunch of crazy shenanigans end up happening and they have to save the day, but it does do something different than other movies like it where they actually have a reason that they need to go on the vacation. There's also this one aspect of the movie where Anya eats this chocolate truffle that has a MacGuffin in it, and I honestly after a while forgot that was even a thing in the movie because even the movie forgets about it. Instead, they push it aside for a subplot where Yor thinks Lloyd kissed somebody and she's all worried about it and it's one of the worst parts of the entire movie. I'm not even kidding, I could hear some of the audience I saw it with groaning when this part would come up. And yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid, but I am glad to say that it doesn't go on for the entire movie and how it is resolved is kind of funny. Another thing is that the movie has a very slow first half. I can even hear people leaving the movie after it was over having the same reaction, and that mostly has to do with the fact that nothing really major happens in that time besides Anya eats the chocolate, which I'll get to that in a moment. The first half is so slow that there were points where I started to zone out, and that is really when I started to feel the runtime, to the point where I almost forgot what I was watching for a moment. Which that's another major issue. This movie is a little too long. It's only an hour and 50 minutes, but you feel that hour 50. If they cut it maybe by 15 to 20 minutes, then I think this could have been so much better. And another thing that I'm sad to mention is that there really isn't enough in this movie to warrant a theatrical release. With the first half dragging on so long, it gets to the point where I was thinking to myself, why am I watching this in a theater, and why does this story need to be in movie form? It's as if they had a contract, and in that contract they said if they want to have a show, they also have to have a movie at some point. So they just came up with something rather quickly, because nothing in this movie really warrants a theatrical release, as I said, and it ain't much different from what we get in the show. And god damn it, I hate doing this, I really do. Hating on a show that I really like, and then making it out to sound like I did not like the movie, when I really did. But despite all the negativity that I'm giving it, the best thing I could say is the exact same thing I said about the Venture Bros movie, and that is that it's still Spy X Family. If you're a huge fan of this show like I am, then everything is still here from the show that you love. And despite a very slow first act, the second half is where all the action and stuff is, and it's very entertaining and has some of the best animation in the movie, especially a fight scene between Yor and a literal gunman. And I still really liked watching these characters, especially Anya, who might just be one of my favorite anime characters, and that's just because she's really just so freaking adorable, and she has the funniest bits in the movie. And when it comes to the humor, she's really where the best comedy comes from, and most of the humor here is just like in the show, where it's either really cutesy with her and her little assumptions, and it can have some dark humor here and there.
I'll see you in hell, baby. Would have gotten them all if they weren't so fast.
They're not moving, Anya.
Now when it comes to the movie's PG-13 rating, it's really just one of those in-between PG-13s, where it's basically PG, with just a bit of an edge to where it has to be PG-13, but I think it's an okay one you can take the kids to, and I think they'll have a good time as well. And just like almost every anime, it's beautifully animated, and there's even aspects where they try different styles of animation, and that's mostly when we go inside Anya's mind and see what she's thinking, which is always some situation that's always exaggerated or goofy. But there's also some aspects of the movie I could have totally done without. As I mentioned a couple times already, Anya eats this piece of chocolate that has a MacGuffin inside of it, which, by the way, really is just a MacGuffin. I mean, yeah, it has a name, it's called the microfilm, but we never find out what it does, what it is, or why it's so important. Besides, it just holds the fate of the world at stake or whatever. Anyway, Anya eats the MacGuffin chocolate, and the bad guys try to make her have to poop it out, which then leads into this whole dream sequence with, like, a toilet god and whatever, and this was the point in the movie where I was just like, okay, I'm enjoying this, but what the hell am I watching right now? I could have done without the whole toilet wizard or whatever. But now, the moment I know some of you have been waiting for, what was the audience reaction with this movie? Well, not to shock the shit out of you, but a lot of people sadly got up and left. What else? Oh, there's this guy in front of me who I swear to God just wanted to kill himself and regretted being there. But for the rest of the audience who ended up staying, they seemed to really enjoy it and had a good time. And at the end of the movie, I even heard one girl quietly go, but how much you want to bet there was one person in that theater who had never seen anime before watching this and was just like, fuck, I think I like anime now. Which, hey man, it's not bad. A lot of it's really damn good. But not all of it. Trust me, you watch one of the good ones. And that's another thing. If you've never seen anime and want to give it a shot, this movie and this show is both a great start. But I could honestly do without the little girl crushing on Lloyd. Yeah, that's a thing in the show. But in the end, and despite a few issues, I still had a really good time at Spy X Family Code White. Fans of the show, of course, will enjoy the heck out of it, and even newcomers will get a kick out of it, maybe find out that they really enjoy anime. Or not. There's still that not chance. I really wish I could say that I love this movie and I can't wait to watch it again, but I still had a huge smile on my face and was glad with what I got. Not the glowing review that I wanted, but it's still one that highly recommends this movie. I'm gonna give Spy X Family Code White a B+. And I know I literally just said that I'm not all that eager to watch it again, but I probably will go watch it again. It's just a cute movie. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, turn on the notification bell, and I'll be back later with more reviews. See you then.